Welcome to Metal Wani, Vitek here with one and only Joakim Broden of Sabaton. How are you doing, sir?
Very good, thank you. And you?
I am doing really good. Now your highly anticipated DVD is already out. Press definitely are digging it, and I'm sure fans as well. But for you guys personally, seeing the amount of time, effort that has been put onto this DVD, how has been the response from your fans?
Oh, very good. I mean, to be honest, I'm so nervous when I go on stage and we do a DVD that I forget to enjoy the moment. It's always somehow destroys the feeling for me when I there's always these things to think about. You can't change around the set list just because you want to and stuff like that. So I'm actually really happy about how it turned out because I get to relive it and not only have, fearful memories of the nights.
Right, definitely. Now, you guys, like to call yourselves as, always aiming to be a band that people love to see live for the simple reason that you guys love to play. Now, this DVD is a cathartic exploration of definitely some of your biggest performances to date. So, amazing content, great performance. I'm sure you guys, wanted to create this DVD as a gift to your fans to see how Sabaton is, even for those who haven't seen you live.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, also, we played, I guess over 50 countries in our career so far, and it's not everywhere for sure. There are other places we'd love to go, and there are also even more places where we could never bring such a production. So it's kind of cool to show both sides of the coin.
Absolutely right. And the first disc is mainly focused on your Wacken Open Air 2015, which is great because you have such an amazing following in Germany. But it's wonderful to see how you guys have made that 10 minutes of setup, that amazing humorous pre-performance skit, and that amazingly well done. I'm sure whose idea was it to start with that.
I don't really know. I mean, in the beginning, when we had only the crew talking, it seemed like a little bit too serious. And I mean, we take our music and our lyrics very serious, but we don't really take ourselves very serious.
Right.
And in a sense, we wanted a nice touch. Our shows are not about, maybe it's silly humor, but it's still fun. We love to play music and have fun. So we thought it would just be wrong to have this, super serious intro, and everybody's talking about how many trucks or how much production, how much pyro you have. It feels
Right.
like, yeah, I mean, it's interesting for sure, but let's not only have that because then it becomes too, silly serious.
Right, but it's good that you guys started with that because it also gives an insight to the fans that what exactly is Sabaton live performance all about. It's you guys put all your sweat and energy for 90 minutes or 2 hours, but there's a massive amount of work which is done right before the gig.
Oh yes, I mean something like Wacken starts half a year in advance. Looking at everything from logistics to booking flights for different crew members because we have some people coming in from Germany,
Right.
some from Sweden, some from the UK, some from Hungary even. So only sorting out these 35 something people working with that show and making sure the pyro licenses are right and that both tanks arrive on time.
Awesome, man. That's wonderful. Now, the best thing basically here is how you guys have, captured the essence or the energy level of the performance and the way the different cameras angles have been appropriately used, giving definitely one of the best live performance recordings in my recent memory. So when
thank you.
you were part of this vision, in terms of how to use the camera angles, because that plays a very important role in actually showing the fans what the DVD is all about.
Well, when it comes to the filming, of course, we had the regular Wacken crew, plus we had our own guys who did the last DVD there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we had several camera angles, and it's the same guys who did the Swedish Empire live and edited and cut that's cutting this one.
Mm-hmm.
And Per, our bass player, he is always, I mean, obviously he's not there for the first edit,
Right.
but before it's actually done, he is always there looking at, I mean, capturing the live energy.
Right.
It's if there are too many close-ups, it becomes boring. If you only see the crowd, it's boring.
Yeah.
And if you only see a big stage and never a close-up, it's boring as well. So it's really hard, much harder than you'd think actually, to get that good mix, because it's easy to keep a shot of the crowd too short,
Right.
or it's very easy to keep it too long. So it's
It has to be balanced.
yes, and it's a fine line to walk. But I guess it's
It's challenging, definitely.
yeah, and especially with a band like us. I mean, nobody's standing still really. So
Right.
it's also tricky for the camera guys to keep up.
Absolutely right. The second disc is more closer to you because it's your own festival, Sabaton open air. I mean, and the intensity definitely doesn't change because it's your home crowd, so it's more of a personal touch. But also the
Yep.
set list is a little longer. I think it's coming roughly around 2 hours. But
Yep.
a
It
wonderful,
becomes longer.
yeah, it does, and then you have fans dancing around, and you guys, it's such a wonderful, capturation of imagination for a fan like me who haven't seen Sabaton.
And it's our hometown festival, as you said, and I guess the majority of the visitors there have seen 2 or 3 Sabaton shows at least.
Right.
So we can play some songs that are going to be a little bit different. It's a bit of a risk take, to play a, really old song or a quite unusual song on Wacken. It's
Right.
70,000 people there. Not everyone is going to be a hardcore fan, of course.
True.
Not everybody who's there even cares about Sabaton. But at that point, you want to make a good party set and, try and include everyone. On our hometown festival, which is about, 5,000 or 6,000 people,
Right.
it's a bit more intimate. You can see everybody, almost, at least everybody can see the expressions in our faces. And since so many people have seen so many Sabaton shows, it becomes special when we play something we haven't played in,
Right.
10 years.
Long time.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and the beauty lies in the set list here. Now, both the shows are different. While obviously you have kept the main anthems, which are enjoyed by your fan, but the set list is very much diverse. Keeping in mind that the back-to-back shows, and it really feels connected. Yet you give a different perspective to your fans who were at Wacken and who were at even Sabaton open air. So makes it more engaging for fans for a longer period of time to witness both these, different shots.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I actually like to do the mix because if I do only the same show, I mean, I understand if you have 75 or 90 minutes on a festival and you got huge festivals lined up, maybe you're supporting Iron Maiden, you go in and out and you play the most popular songs you have. You have to line them up and make sure you have a good time, and as many people as possible have a good time. But if you do only that, it becomes a bit boring because you're doing the same all over again. I mean, of course, we're always going to play, I guess, Prima Victoria.
Right.
But that doesn't mean every word between the songs has to be the same, or that every song has to be the same. Every day.
Absolutely, and you like you said, you're talking about Iron Maiden. I mean, this is my personal opinion, and as well as most of my friends who follow Sabaton, they clearly say that you are a perfect successor to Bruce Dickinson. I mean,
thank you.
You've got
if you're
everything.
Steal from somebody, steal from the best. That's what I learned.
You've got everything. A superb performer, an amazing vocalist, and a front man in every sense.
Well, I mean, it's. I always loved, that kind of, extrovert, frontman giving it all. I mean, some of them are just a little bit too much, or some are nothing at all. But I always like the proper rockers. I mean, Bruce Dickinson, of course, but also look at Dee Snider, for example.
Yeah.
Nobody can ever say seen him go off the stage without being drenched in sweat.
All right. Absolutely. That's wonderful, man. Now, Sabaton Open Air is coming this August as well, and there are a lot of other festivals every year which happen during the same time. So does it get difficult for you guys to select bands for your own festival? Because, it's every other festival definitely wants the best on board.
Yeah, it's always a scheduling problem, and also some bands are No, we're not touring this year because we're going to focus on a studio album or such things.
Right.
But the focus for the festival is never, get bands to sell tickets. It started as a release party for, all to war. We
Right.
invited other bands we toured with, friends. We invited younger bands that, we thought deserved a break but never got it. And these days we've also added things we like to see. We as bookmakers, we like the band personally, or we love their music, or also the factor like, is this band we think Sabaton fans would like, but they probably never heard of, and we start adding those bands as well. So it's a very strange festival. You can easily see that the lineup is not booked on, let's sell as many tickets as possible. The focus is rather to have, we had Testament the last year, for example, so it doesn't have to be that you're a big Sabaton fan to be there, but, we kind of tailor it to make it an experience for us and for the fans who are already into Sabaton, and make it a special night for them. We're not trying to cater to everybody, We don't want one day with death metal, one day with, just to squeeze as many people in together. We just want everybody to be of the same mindset and have fun,
Absolutely, man. That's very well said. Now, 2 years almost since, Heroes now. What's next? Like you said, how's the work in progress for the upcoming album?
Very good. Start recording in 3 weeks.
Okay.
So we will not rest.
There's no rest for the wicked.
No, exactly. No, we actually, most of the songs are written. We're still finalizing some of the last stuff. It's always good at the end when the panic comes and you start doubting yourself. And that's good. You should have that, self-hatred and doubt.
Right.
Because then you do the final push into the studio. So the plan is to record in April and parts into May, and then we're doing the festival summer starts. And our hope is to have an album out then late summer, early autumn.
Yeah, roughly around August, September, October.
Something like that, yes.
That's wonderful, man. So songs are all written. It's just that you guys are going to head to studio and start recording.
Yes, most of it is written already, but I always want to, I don't want to write 50 songs and choose the best one, because that means you didn't care about every song as much as you needed to. But I also want 1 or 2 songs too many written for the album, so you can feel the rhythm of the album. We record them all anyway, and then we remove stuff so we get a nice rhythm of the album.
Awesome, man. So some crazy Sabaton anthems coming up for your fans.
I hope so. Otherwise, I failed.
Wonderful. So what about the musical direction as compared to Heroes? Are you guys going to explore a little more, or are you going to, maintain what Sabaton is known for?
It's a mix of both, and it's the hardest line to walk there is, because if you take too big of a step, you're disappointing yourself and the fans, I guess.
Yeah.
If you do not have the guts to take any step at all, you're also going to disappoint yourself and the fans.
Right.
So we never set out to change in a specific direction. We always have some odd songs. On some albums, let's say Cristo Gallipolis, which is Sabotage meets Meatloaf meets Sabaton piano thing. Everything is cool as long as you're within the realm of rock music. Some songs are a bit harder than normal. Some songs are a bit softer than normal.
Right.
And everything, as long as we said, instead of focusing on go harder or slower, or let's focus on being better. And better sometimes means harder. Better sometimes means softer.
Awesome, man. And last October you had this, a drunken bet which you lost with your bandmate, and you ended up walking all the way. So how was that painful experience for you to go all the way to Trondheim Metal Festival in Norway?
Oh, really? That was. I'm sorry to say, that was hell. It was nice. In the middle it was nice. First, it was kind of tough because you're not used to walking those distances. I'm a decently fit guy. I'm in decent shape, but no matter if you're in decent shape, walking that distance, I mean, in the beginning it was hurting feet, legs, everywhere.
Right.
But after a while, it sort of became nice, and word started spreading. So people came by in cars and gave me food and beer. Sometimes people said, "Hey, I live only 2 hours walk from here. If you have the energy to walk 2 more hours, we could we could sleep in our couch," and that was cool.
Right.
And
That's cool.
at
Awesome.
the end, again, it became a little bit, oh, really? Because it started to become cold. I mean, this is Norway, and this is northern Norway. So it gets colder, and it's starting to rain, and, ugh.
Right, man. That's good to hear that. So before we conclude, how about you describe the sound of the upcoming Sabaton album, let's say in just one sentence?
Chances are, as it's looking right now, it's going to be one of the most diverse Sabaton albums so far.
Wonderful, Joakim. That's good to hear. And thanks, man. You have a wonderful, wonderful evening ahead, and I'll catch you on road sometime down the road.
Thank you very much, my friend. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.